Well, hello. In this video, I review RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star 6, Episode 7, and this episode is called Show Up Queen, and guess what? I'ma show up and show out. Make sure you click that subscribe button and turn on those notifications so you can be what? Notified. Welcome to MKid TV, and this is MKid Reviews. I am so excited for this episode because it was everything. I cannot wait to get into it, but before I do, I want to share something. I have something called Marcus Gunn jaw winking syndrome. Yes, it's a real thing, and yes, I'm in a Facebook group for it. But what happens is I have a nerve or a muscle or whatever connected to my eyelid, not my ear. So when I open my mouth really wide, that happens. Yes, it's a thing. So when you see me laughing and giggling and I look like this, there's nothing I can do about it, okay? I hope you enjoy. Let's get it going. Like I always say, I'm a busy man with a lot to do, but I'm gon' review. Here we go. So when the girls all come in from last week, last week was crazy. That lip sync was everything, and Miss Kylie went in. But they come and they have a seat, and it's so interesting to see them all in black. And then Kylie's just sitting there in her yellow and just letting them know, like, I just killed it. And they were so true to her by letting her know she is amazing, and do not underestimate Miss Kylie. I also found it very interesting that she really let Raja know, you know what, Raja, I was not gonna even trip about putting you in because I know that it wasn't a thing. And I just feel for Raja because you can tell she's really sad that Akira's gone, because that's like her like homie, but it's time to move on. Akira did what she had to do in the competition, and now we're down to these girls, and we're gonna see how it goes. But I just think it's very funny that Jan wants to be the messy one and say, we have two people over here who haven't won anything. I'm like, Jan, don't bring no attention to yourself right now, honey. You don't need that. You don't need that. But she has a point, and I'm waiting for Eureka to win something because I know Eureka can. And also even Pandora. I'm waiting for Pandora's challenge because Pandora has still been doing okay. Has she been doing amazing? No, but she hasn't been in the bottom. This top 7, this is a very well-rounded crew. We know we still got that game in the game coming, so we don't know what's gonna happen, but I think this is a very well-rounded crew. And I cannot wait to see what's gonna come from them. The girls get to talk to RuPaul, and she lets them know that they are going to do something called Show Up Queen. They get to write lyrics, and they get to show their best self, and they're like promoting and showing what they really feel for and what they stand for, and I love that. It's a beautiful idea. We need more of that. We need less of the I'm the girl, I'm the one you want to be. Let's talk about some stuff that really matters, you know? I really am here for this challenge. And it's a singing challenge, so I'm thinking Jan is gonna do her best in this because we know that Jan can sing, okay? So I'm wondering, is this about to be her moment? But it looks like editing is giving a lot of camera time to Pandora. So that either means that Pandora is about to do amazing or really not that well. Let's see. So we find out that the team captains are Raja and Kylie. I think these are solid team captains. Kylie's really trying to show herself now, which is great. We need that. And Raja already has shown that she's pretty solid as a queen. So I'm hoping that with them being captains, they can really, you know, put the foot down in the best way. I think I would be a great team captain on anything, okay? And if I was in this challenge, let me tell you, I would talk about self-love because I believe in self-love. I would say, put yourself on the shelf, take a look back what you see. You the queen, you are everything. Okay, I probably would have already lost the challenge, but guess what? I would have had confidence, period. Also, I'm paying attention. I love how Raja is being so sweet to Pandora, because you already know Pandora is feeling some type of way for being picked last, and Raja is being so inviting, and I love that about Raja. I can see that Raja sees it, and she's trying to make sure her team all feels welcome. And watching the two teams interact, I think both teams are great. I think both teams have who they need in them, and they're able to have this kind of like synchronization with each other, with their minds almost, to really work everything out. But really, I love that that's a thing for them, because you can see that that is going to be important for both of them. In my mind, I'm already leaning towards Team Raja, mainly because you got singers, you got dancers on there, and you got people who kind of know how to follow directions and just be a part of everything. To me, that is a plus. On Kylie's team, I think there's a little bit more of a struggle because you kind of have some bigger personalities with just Kylie, who is not as big of a personality, but I think they may still push through. I'm hoping so. Okay. Ginger Minge on this wall is killing me. I cannot stand how she is really acting like she's trying to blend in. She is so funny. That is something I would be doing. I would be acting just like that in the workroom. Oh, the story that Kylie is telling to Ru is so touching. Those things you remember when you go up to people and you talk to them and they make you feel a certain way, and you keep hold of that because that stuff is important to you. And I am so glad that Kylie was able to get that note from Ru and feel that self-love, because that's a big deal. That's something I promote all the time for everyone. Love yourself. You have to love yourself. Okay, Miss Ru was being shady boots by going up and saying to Raja, well, you haven't let out an album yet. Everybody don't need to do an album. Okay, so it's very interesting to me seeing these girls do their vocal part, because you never know what's really gonna happen. And I think most of the girls, like for the most part, they did really good. I was very proud of Raja. Raja came out and did what she had to do with her verse, and it felt good, you know, to hear. Trinity, first of all, love her jacket. I am here for it. Love it. I want it. I'm gonna steal it. I think she did really good. She said, if you blink, I'ma end up with the crown. I'm very confused by Jan. I swear, listen, none of this is to ever be rude or anything to any queen. These are just opinions. These are my opinions. But I really feel like Jan I think she's so focused on being preppy and being everything that she never really like hears what's going on. She's always like somewhere else. And this just seemed like it wasn't the right time to do the verse that she did. I get what she was trying to do as loving herself, but she never really explained exactly what that was. But maybe somebody will pick up something from it. I don't know. You know, she got a good following, so her fans gonna be like, oh my God, it was great. So the girls go ahead onto the stage to practice, and I'm already loving Raja's group. I love how Raja was able to respectfully hand over the choreography to Trinity, and Trinity respectfully accepts. I love that. It's like, okay, you understand what I can do, I understand what you can do. And I love that you can tell that Pandora really feels uncomfortable, but the team is like, girl, come on, we got you. They come around and they like, look, do what you normally do. And it is so cute seeing her just dance and do her little moves, and she's able to just be free and be herself while they cheer her on. That is what is needed, and that is great strategy to show that you can do that. That pumps you up in the competition, in my opinion. I love it. I would be right there with them, dancing, living my best life. Ginger had to come in and comment and say something. In my opinion, you don't need to say anything. I know you're trying to be helpful. I know all that good stuff, but just sit and relax and chill, because it's gonna come off as you trying to chime in, and clearly you shouldn't be talking right now, in my opinion. Kylie's group is interesting. It seems that there's too many chefs in this kitchen, and poor Kylie is getting bulldozed over, and she didn't hand anything over to anyone. They just kind of took over almost, even though they said we're gonna just work on this all together. To me, that's never good. I know it's not to hurt people's feelings, but come on. Sometimes you need somebody to lead. Somebody has to be in control of this ship, or else the ship will crash. If I was on Drag Race on a dance challenge, I would either try to take control and then get tips from people and then still make sure I'm in control, or I would hand the control over to someone that I know could handle it. That just seems like the smartest thing. As a leader, you have to be strategic. Even if you're just leading the usher board at your church, you got to be strategic. I like that they're having this front runner conversation, because, you know, some people may feel like they're not going to do that or whatever. And I always say you got to cross that bridge when you get there. So you figure it out as it goes. But what I do know I would do is I would definitely be trying to figure out who is the front runner, who has most wins, who does not. And right now they're all kind of on an even playing field. So if somebody does win 2 challenges, then that technically is the front runner. And I am just like, wonder who it's gonna be. I really, really enjoy this group though. I would be very happy if any of them get a win this next one. But I'm sorry, I'm feeling it right now for Trinity. I have always been a huge Trinity fan, and I've always been excited to see her whenever I saw her perform and things like that. And I think she's just amazing. Trinity, you just, And now it's time for the runway. Y'all know this is my favorite part of the show. I love Ru's dress already. I'm here for it. At first I was like, but I was able to really look at it and I was like, okay, I love it. So first they get to show us the Show Up Queen song, and I'm excited. I already love the beat. Show up queen, tell you what I mean. Ooh. Okay, so first we have Jan, and you know what? For me, Jan, it's like, at least her verse is not what I thought it was gonna be. It did kind of fit the song a bit, but it still just was, there was a disconnect and it just wasn't great. You know, I wanted this to be so much more for her. For Pandora, it just felt like it was missing something. And it felt like she just needed an adrenaline shot. And then, like, I just wanted a little more from it, but I still think it was okay. But overall, still, this song is just bomb. Yes, Raja did what she had to do. I think she came in with it. She did a great job. I don't think she did the best, but I think she did really good and she looked great. I love those colors on her. I was wondering about the shoe though. I was like, ooh, no, I don't think the shoe works. TKB, Trinity K. Bonet. Listen, y'all, she is coming through. She's been doing really good this whole season, her and Raja. And let me tell you something, Trinity rocked this challenge. She rapped really well. She looked really good. She was dancing. Her choreography was good. Solid queen. And can't nobody take that away. Like, she did that. It just feels so good. I'm so happy for her. I literally am over the moon for her. Like, I don't care what happens at this point. And I know she's gonna do good. And I really think she's gonna be all the way at the top. But even if this was her last challenge, she is going out with a bang. But we already know it ain't. All right, now it's time for Kylie's team. All right. I really think that Eureka looks good, and I love that Eureka's hitting her splits and everything, and I think her verse is really good. I think she did solid, but I think she did really safe. This was like a safe Eureka kind of situation for me. For Ginger, I do not love her outfit because it just made her look a little weird, but I like what she was trying to do with it. I like her verse. It wasn't like the best, but I think she still did a good verse overall. But I really think out of the group, Kylie did the best. She looked amazing. When does she not, first of all? Like, can she stop? She looked amazing and she did really good. Her dancing was really good, even though she's talking about she's not a dancer. Kylie, to me, is just solid. I think out of that team, she did the best. So my front runners for this whole show up queen situation is Raja, Trinity, and Kylie. Like, amazing, in my opinion. Amazing. So when the girls come down the runway, I am just excited because this theme is hot tropics. Ooh. I tried to wear my tropical shirt today and everything so I could be a part of the theme, you know, just act like I'm somewhere with a big like leaf fanning me and grapes and stuff and, you know, tropicalness. Also, as you know, I'm gonna let you know with these looks if I'm either impressed or struck. So Jan, okay, I know she's giving me this like Jersey Shore tropic situation, and for a split second I was like, but then after that I was like, something about this just is not together for me. I like the matching cup, that part was cute. I like that she had the fabric going through, but it just doesn't work. I don't like how the boobs look either. I just was not a big fan of this situation. So Jan, for this, I must say, I'm stressed. All right, Pandora is giving us this nice, it's giving me a little 50s, maybe 60s kind of vibe with it. I love how the print matches the suitcase. I love the whole look of it. I think that it looks good. I think she could have put a little more effort into it. And that's how I always feel with her looks. But still, I don't think this is a bad look. So guess what, Pandora? I'm impressed. Okay, for Raja O'Hara, first of all, I love her hair in this. Perfect. Love how it's put up, and I love how it's looking with the blonde, maybe that's blonde kind of locks per se. I think that this is a good look. And I think that if she had some form of reveal maybe, or if she had something else, being that it's tropic, she could have had that like resort wear kind of idea going into it. It just seemed too simple for Raja. And even though I just talked about how much I love her 2-piece, 3-piece, 5, 6, 7, 8, I want to see her give us more of a just a fully like attached look maybe for something. I don't know. I know that probably wouldn't have worked for this one, but I was looking for it. But still, I like the look. So I guess it's a soft impressed. Trinity K. Bonet. Listen, she came through with it. It's so smart to do something different than what everyone else is doing. She went straight for Carnival, and she's giving us this beautiful thought out piece. I think she looks good. I think it works for the runway. No, it's not the most tropic in the sense of wearing like a bunch of different colors in a bathing suit and a robe, but her take on it, brilliant. I'm telling you right now, I am impressed. And honestly, I'm just gonna say with her overall, with this look plus everything she's done, I'm obsessed. All right, Eureka. Okay, so my initial thought of this was like, it just seems way too simple. It seems like she should push it a little more. But the more I looked at it, I realized I do like the idea that this is the beach ball. It works for her. It is just like a bodysuit, but it works. The one thing I will say that I struggle with Eureka all the time with is her hair. I don't like the big pageant hair all the time, and I think sometimes she got to give us something a little different. In a way, it works with this, but it's just like she uses that kind of hair so much. I'm just like, I'm fatigued. But what I will say is she looks good. She really does look good. Mama always looks good. So I'm impressed. Okay, for Ginger Minge, you know, I'm tired. I'm worn because I want Ginger to do so much better than she does on the runway. And there are times that I love it, but this is one of the times that I don't. It just feels like too simple. It feels like there should be something elevated. And she went for the same thing that kind of Jan was going for. And to me, it just doesn't work in the way that she thinks it works. I'm waiting for her to just really kill it with a look, like kill it. I really don't hate it, but I can't say I'm impressed either. So I'm stressed. Kylie Sonique Love, baby, she looks good. Oh, MG. First of all, she's another queen that I said always looks good, and she knows how to work her body well and things fit her super well, but this is just great. And I love that she's paying tribute to her roommate, Sasha Colby. Baby, she looks like $1 million. I love how her body works in this. I love the print. I love how beautiful it is. The color it pops out. The green is everything. I am just always just into everything that she does. I'm so impressed. Oh God, impressed, obsessed and impressed. But oh my God, I cannot. It's time for the judging. You know, I really agree with the judges for this. I think they were really spot on with everyone. They tended to like Jan's outfit more than I did, and I still just wasn't here for Jan's outfit. But I think other than that, everything was truly spot on with what they were saying. After all the judges give their lovely critiques, we get to see that Trinity K. Bonet is the winner. So happy for her. I think she definitely deserved it, and you can see how humble she is. That's what I love about her so much. She's humble. She's not acting all crazy about it. It's just a piece of humble pie. Then we get to find out that our bottom queens are Jan and Pandora. Oh, this makes sense though. This is the truth, and I really don't know which way it's gonna go. When I initially watched it, I didn't know which way it was gonna go. But if I have to be honest for myself, I think it may be Jan's time. Like, Jan is not picking up what they're saying, and it's almost, I think of it like if you're on a paid gig and you're working for someone and they're telling you I need A, B, and C, and you're not delivering A, B, and C, you're not gonna have the job anymore. And I feel for Jan. I know she's really trying, but at this point, it's just not working anymore. It's not giving what it's supposed to give. It's not. And for Pandora, yes, I think that she needs to pump it up, but I still think there's something else that she can give. But if she were to go home on this, I would be like, okay, understood, you know? So it could go either way, in my opinion. When the girls go back in the room and they get to talk about everything, I just love that they're celebrating Trinity and letting Trinity know, like, we ain't blinking. We're gonna make sure because you doing too much in a great way. Pandora really got to me. Like, I just could not believe that she was laying her heart out the way she was, but it was so heartfelt, and you could tell that she really meant it. Like, it's been taking her so long to love herself, and this is helping her get to that point and things like that. And you just think to yourself, like, I really feel for Pandora, and I hope that she pulls through for this. When Jan is having her moment, I kind of feel for Jan, but it's just at this point it's hard to kind of be on the side of Jan because we've gone through this before, and she's not, you know, taking that note and applying it. You know, you have to, when you take a note in, you got to give it. and you're running out of chances, you know, at this point. But I think overall, the girls having their talks, they're really showing what they're gonna lean towards. And it feels to me that they're gonna lean towards Jan, because it makes sense to lean towards Jan in this moment, in my opinion. I love how Trinity is just so real. Trinity reminds me of myself when I get deep and I'm talking to people. She's not playing no games. She's just like, look, this is what it is. A, B, C, and D. Like, what are you gonna do from here on? All this other stuff. I just love it. I adore it. Like I said, I am always at the edge of my seat waiting to see who is behind door number 1. And it's Alexis Mateo. This lip sync is gonna be good. But I'm also ready for Trinity to kill it, because I know Trinity is hungry. She's trying to get this money, and Alexis Mateo is a beast as well when it comes to lip sync. She gonna do what she has to do, and mama can move, okay? So the whole lip sync happens. I'm seeing Alexis Mateo go in. I'm like, uh-oh, but I'm seeing Trinity kill it. And in my head, personally, I'm like, Trinity got this one, because Trinity is killing it. Even every moment that you catch her, she's like, boom, boom, boom. But then she does that little head move and her wig falls off. And I was like, I could not believe it. I love Trinity, and I know she probably was gutted that happened, but it's like, no, why didn't you? That would have been a moment that I sewed that wig into my scalp. Do you hear me? I needed her to kill this. This was her moment. But nonetheless, she still won the challenge. She did everything she was supposed to do. And at the end of the day, Alexis Mateo ends up winning the lip sync. OMG, okay? Alexis Mateo ends up winning the lip sync, but like, she has 2 lipsticks, not 1, but 2. She said, but wait, Mama Ru. And she pulls out both Jan and Pandora. And I know when she said Pandora's name first, Jan was like, you know, Jan was sad, but Jan was like, well, girl, that's how the cookie crumbles. But then we see that cookie crumbles all the way to dust, because at the end of the day, both of their names was in there. It was a whole ass tie. I could not believe it. So everybody is shaking. Jan is shooketh, and Mama Ru says the rules state, and we didn't even know these rules was there, first of all. But Mama Ru says the rules state that then the winner has to go ahead and pick. And guess what? She picks Jan. And I know Jan's heart hit the floor. Jan didn't know what to do. She was just like, and you know what though? Honestly, Jan, it's time, and everybody knew it was time. And so ultimately, I think this is probably a lesson for Jan in the future. I think Jan has the potential to be an amazing drag queen, but I think she gets in her way. She needs to slap that down and just be amazing. And then when she hears something from someone else, a critique, transfer, use it, be something else that they're asking you to be. Jan ends up going home, and you know, like I say every time, I want to know what the game in the game is, because Jan was looking like, what? There's more? But this has been an amazing episode. Thank you so much for watching. It brings joy to my heart to talk to you about this stuff. Please, 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 in the comments, let me know what you're thinking about this episode. Let me know what you're thinking about this episode. Go ahead, voice off, and I'm going to try to make sure I respond to people and things like that. Make sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications, because I always say you ain't nothing if you ain't notified. And I'm a busy man with a lot to do, but I'm gonna review. Now, I need to go wear this somewhere because I'm feeling myself right now, so I gotta go.